and welcome to the Bridge Broadcast Show. I'm your host, Tina Boyle White, and I'm very excited to be here with you. It's been a long summer break, and I've totally missed you. And we're back. We're definitely back with a bang. I'm really excited and really thankful for WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network for allowing me the opportunity to just come to you and share with you my vision for this season of really making a difference in people's life. Spirit, soul, and body. And we really want to focus this season on mental and emotional. So you're going to hear from me sharing some things that have been really critical for me on my journey. And I'm excited to have you here with us. So sit back, relax. We'll be brief, but to the point. You don't want to leave this show. I have a special guest on today, and my special guest is Mamie Lamley. Mamie, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome.
But we say aloha.
Oh, you say aloha. You
That's
know what?
right.
I need to say aloha so I don't have to say that. So when see people around the world, it'll cover everything.
Oh my goodness. That's what I love about it. I just say aloha, everyone.
Aloha. How can I integrate that in my culture, which was just adopted? I'm in the Ohana family,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Oh,
Remember now, Ohana is family. It's the
family.
family we choose.
Wow. Well, you know what, Mamie? I'm so excited to have you here on the Bridge Broadcast Show. Our focus is helping people get from where they are to where they need to be in life. And we do that with a high level of intentionality. And we do that on our show every time we broadcast. And, Mamie, I discovered, I have a lot of women who watches me from 35 to 65 in this season, because you are my mentor. You are a great example. You're my trainer, my coach, my friend. I thank you so much. And what you've empowered me with over the time that I've known you, it's time this season to share that with women. I don't forget about my men, but I just believe, the things that we do together will make a difference in the lives of women. Talk to me a little bit this morning about, empowered leadership.
Tina, empowered leadership starts with our values and vows that we believe in. And
Hmm.
it's that vision that we carry forward. And it's that why that wakes us up in the morning and keeps us going. And I know for you and I, it's been a journey for us. And the journey we are finding is that women are just waiting to be seen and they're waiting to be heard. And like you said, we won't forget our brothers. We won't forget our counterparts. For now, women women make big differences. Why? Because of that. What I found is because of that commitment that they make, and it's from our perspective. And that's what I love about working with empowerment. It's that ability for us to step in to that passion, to that belief, and to the wisdom, and just take it with us. We're not looking for followers. We're looking for that leader because, like you and I, Tina, we walk together. Yes.
Yes. Yes, we
So it's
do.
not, yeah. And we know when to step up to lead and
Yes.
when to step back to allow others to lead. That's what I see as empowerment.
That's really powerful because you mentioned something. Um, you mentioned something about a journey.
Mm.
And in my journey of self-discovery and awareness, I met you on my journey. And do you remember how we met?
We were at a seminar, actually, weren't we?
We were at a seminar, and quite honestly, you're leading, and I say this very interestingly. You lead regardless, Mamie. And one of the things that I loved about you was your powerful leadership. It was a silent leadership. It was huge. And you have some people who are out front and vocal, but it was your silent leadership that said, you know what, I like whatever it is about this person that I'm seeing, and I had to get to know you. And I'm so glad that I took the opportunity to get to know you. and to come to understand who you are and how powerful you are as an empowered leader. And our journey together has just been great.
It has.
It has. And so, I really want to talk about, so it was at a seminar, and I don't remember which seminar, but you shared something with me at that time that you were involved with. And from that point to now, I think that was back in 2015, 14
Yeah.
that we met.
Mhm.
What was that you were doing? Share with the audience what you had gotten yourself into.
I believe, wasn't it Women's Economic Forum, Tina?
That was one of them. But you know what? You remember these little things right here?
Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. Actually, didn't I pull those cards out?
You probably did.
I did. So actually, it was a combination of these cards, which is actually introduced by Sherry Tree. And
Mhm.
what it was at that point in my life, Tina, is I think I was just getting certified
I
in this methodology. And the reason why I got involved with it was because at the time I was exploring personality intelligence.
Mhm.
I was also working full time with a software company.
Oh, okay.
And so when you saw me, this is what I did on a consulting basis on weekends,
Ah,
putting on those big events. And what happened was these cards actually helped me understand the 39 people that were assigned to me at
wow.
work. And at that time in our lives, Tina, we were just about to lay off all 39 people.
My goodness.
And when I had gone to my training with bank, I found out that, maybe the 39 people that I had under me were in the wrong position. Or,
Interesting.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so what I realized is that we weren't empowering and setting them up for success. They were struggling to actually do what they did. Why? Because it was just a job that they were put into. And what I found out, Tina, once we did this part, and I think this is what I shared with all of you, was that if I understand your values, then I could understand the person that I was going to work with.
Wow.
And that was powerful. And I think between you and I, you were looking at me like, what are you talking about, Mimi? And the funny part was we we talked and you listened and you digest and you thought about it and you thought about it. And it was really funny because remember we asked you, "Oh, Tina, can you actually do these cards?" And we found out that you were nurturing, and we'll talk more about that later, but you were nurturing. So you always drive from that heart. And I
Yeah.
think that's what kept us together. And
Yes.
yeah.
I remember there was another young lady. She was there, and you know what? When I see somebody who's powerful, I connect with them and I stay with them. And I don't know if she was in real estate in Florida and she didn't stay connected with you. Just a couple of people that had the opportunity to stay connected. And I'm really glad now, some 5 years later, that we stay connected. And I am a processor. It was something that I was connected to in my past, which helped me kind of really be where I am in the present. So
Mhm.
this work of personality science is so powerful. It's so amazing. And Sherry Tree, she introduced this technology. It's so amazing. Talk to me. You talked a little bit about how you saved employees, but talk a little bit more of any other stories that you've had around
Mm.
dealing with personality science.
Absolutely. When I got involved with bank, it was actually focused on sales, Tina.
Hmm.
And you know me and you know you.
Right.
Sales is something that we said, oh no, we don't do.
Yes.
So it was something that I actually needed to get a little more comfortable with. What I realized is it was because I my currency is not money. My currency is people, just like you, Tina. And
Yes.
the currency that we functioned was not about the money. It was about the people we could connect.
Right.
And that started me thinking, oh my goodness, it's sales, but then what would it do for relationships? And that's when Sherry actually introduced the other side to me, and that was relationships.
Wow.
And it was right down our alley because
Yeah.
that's what we did, right? People first.
People first, absolutely. It's really exciting, now that you talked a little bit about relationships. How has this helped with relationships? What stories have you seen over your time where relationships were impacted, where you saved some people's lives?
It like I said, I happened into the methodology. I learned it from the sales perspective. Not in my experience did I actually find out that this actually did save lives. And it happened in one of my earlier trainings that I was doing. And what happened was a grandmother had attended one of my seminars, and she goes, "Oh my goodness, Mamie." As we were going through the personalities, she realized that her oldest grandson, 12 years old, Tina, 12 years old, was what we called a knowledge personality. And that personality really is the one who needs to be seen and heard.
Mm,
And she was saying that she was having a difficult time talking to him. And the hardest part for me, Tina, was this. At the end of the seminar, she was so excited because she was going to be traveling to see her family. And
hmm.
she says, "My God, Mamie, I have another way to communicate with my 12-year-old grandson." 2 days later, Tina, I got a phone call. And that phone call was that her 12-year-old grandson had actually taken his life. And that was devastating for me because I saw the excitement that she had and that information she was going to share.
Yes.
And from that tragedy, we learned one more thing, Tina, that her second grandson, who was 6 years old, also had the knowledge personality characteristics. And I
Wow.
got the phone call again. She says, Mamie, I know it was very difficult for me to have that knowledge and lose my grandson, but my 6-year-old grandson has that same tendencies. And this will never happen again, not on her watch. And that is when bank took on a very different perspective for me. And
Wow.
I think that's the journey you and I have been on.
Yes, and it is indeed the journey that we've been on. And so now that, we've shared some stories, let's break down bank and you know, typify some personalities or some common personalities that fit with each um, component of the acronym bank.
Oh, absolutely. So, Tina, for the viewers, BANK stands for Blueprint, Action, Nurturing, and Knowledge. And what I wanted to share with you is just a few value sets, because that's all it is, Tina, is value sets
Mhm.
on each of the personalities so that they can literally identify. And as we go through some of these value sets, maybe the listeners, Tina, could actually start to think of someone in their family, in their environment that they could identify as this personality,
Mhm.
because this could actually explain why sometimes we attract to each other, like you and I,
Yes.
and then how opposites attack.
Wow.
So we attract and attack. So let me talk to you a little bit about, let's share a little bit about these personalities. And I know you're going to get excited because
Yeah.
we're all four. I'm going to use some props. You okay with that, Tina?
Yes.
So I'm going to actually share with you the blueprint. Let's start with the blueprint. And personality science is all about understanding that the glasses that we wear, sometimes we need to take off so that we can actually get the perspective of the person who's standing, sitting, or kneeling right in front of us. So
Mm,
with the blueprint personality, these are some of the values that make them tick. Stability, structure, systems. And Tina, just so you know, systems means save yourself some time
And
energy, and money.
yes.
Those are systems. And when we can actually understand that they meaning the blueprints come from that perspective, then we also understand that when we speak to them, we need to incorporate those value sets because that's what they understand. Some of the other values that drive a blueprint: planning, process, predictability, responsibility, duty, rules. And if you heard this, rules were made to be what? Followed.
Okay. Oh, ah,
I knew you were going to say broken. That's the conditioning we have. For a blueprint, rules are made to be followed. That's a big difference. And I'll tell you who actually, sorry about that. um,
it's life.
yes, yes, and they're sneezing. Rules, credentials are important, titles, and tradition.
Hmm.
And when you work with blueprints, you need to understand that that's their mindset. That's how they function. And the biggest thing is this: mitigating risk and time.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you have someone in your life that actually you say, "Oh my goodness, that's them." I want you to understand, if you want to relate or do business with them,
Mhm.
you need to uphold those values because that's the vision they build their foundation on. Okay,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about the next personality. And that next personality is an action personality. Action personalities, Tina, we know because we cringe sometimes when we see them because they are depicted with the color red. These personalities, when we say rules are made to be, what do you think they say?
Broken for sure.
That's right. It's rules were made to be broken. And when rules are made to be broken, that is a whole different opposite of the blueprint. So when rules are made to be broken, they're not looking to be what I call inside the box, like a blueprint.
Mhm.
The action personality strives. Guess what color carpet they like to walk on? What do you think?
Red, red.
Red, of course. Those are our celebrities. Not all celebrities are action, but action personalities, they love freedom. They
Mhm.
love opportunity. They love to have fun. They also love to have spontaneity, action, excitement, attention. In
Wow.
fact, with actions, you will hear them sometimes before you see them. That's my business partner. I get me in a convention hall and I know when Nick arrives because he yells, "Mamie, where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I just cringe." Why? Because I'm a nurturing person.
Like
And
no
so
attention,
he,
no attention.
no attention. Whereas our action personalities, they want attention. They
Wow.
want attention. The other thing that action personalities like that is opposite of a blueprint, they love competition. And it really is all about their image. You
Wow.
know, where blueprints are budget conscious, actions are like, "Oh, no problem, I have a credit card." And so for actions, they make decisions so quick that sometimes they have to go, "Oh my goodness, what did I just do?" And action personalities are the ones who buy the quickest. They
Wow.
get into relationships the fastest. Why? Because they love people and they love that opportunity to actually just momentum keep
Mhm.
going. So you can hear the two opposites so far, yes?
Absolutely.
Opposites attract, opposites attack.
I
And at the same time, yes,
could totally
Tina,
see that attacking and attracting.
yes. So we attract, why? Because we're opposites.
Hmm.
So we complete the whole, it seems. If you ever walked into a relationship when it was good for a blueprint and a action, this is what it would sound like: a blueprint talking to an action. "Oh my goodness, you excite me. You have so many friends." And from the action perspective, they look at the blueprint and they say, "Oh my goodness, you are so stable. You know exactly what you want. You know how much money you have in your savings account. I
Mm.
love that. In fact, you have food in your refrigerator,
Oh my, that
right?
that's every day, huh? Wow.
Every day, right? Well, if you saw them in conversation and they're not in their attract mode, this is what it would look like. The blueprint looking at the action would look like this, will sound like this. Oh my goodness, you need to get a job. This entrepreneur thing, I don't get it. You need to get a job and you need to get your life in order.
Wow.
That's the attack. From the action to the blueprint, oh my goodness, you're so boring. You're so predictable. We can't even go on a date without you checking your calendar. That's what it sounds like when they're in that attack mode.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It is powerful.
It is. Well, those two normally marry because they're opposites. They make a whole.
Wow.
There's two other personalities, and the personalities that you and I resonate with
Yeah.
so easily, Tina. And
Yeah.
that personality starts with the nurturing personality.
Mm.
So I want our viewers to just say, "Ah,"
I
and
know.
nod
I
to
need
me.
to say, I love being nurturing.
Oh yeah, it's "ah," and then we send hearts. We send hearts to each other. That's the nurturing personality. The nurturing personalities, it's all about relationships. It's about building that community, authenticity,
Mm.
growth, significance, teamwork, involvement. For nurturing, it's about ethics and harmony.
Mhm.
And I mentioned our currency, Tina, is not money. Our currency is people,
Yes.
people and relationships. And
Yeah.
so when we are contributing, that's our high. When we're empowering other people, that's our high. That's the nurturing. So if you have people who would give their shirt off their back, they're most likely a nurturer.
Yes. I know a lot of them. They truly attract each other.
If we look at the box theory, blueprints in the box, actions outside of the box. In fact, they say, what is the box? Nurturing, we actually recycle the box. We recycle the box.
Oh, my husband says you recycle everything. I'm
Too.
like, I have to.
And the last personality I just wanted to share, and hopefully you're writing down, viewers, some of the people in your lives,
Yes,
because this is real. This is real. And the
absolutely.
last, that's right. The last personality I want to talk about, they wear green glasses. Why? They're the knowledge. They're the smartest in the room. They didn't build the box. They don't like to be in the box. They don't like to be outside the box. They don't recycle the box. They actually engineer the box, Tina. They engineer the box. It's all about learning for them. Intellectual. It is intelligence. It's logic. It's self-mastery. It's research and development technology. They
Mm,
love science and universal truth. So what this means is they are the smartest in the room, and they will test the knowledge of everyone they meet because they are there to prove us wrong. They have so much information that they know that sometimes they get so involved in doing that research and development that they forget to do that socialization. In
yeah.
fact, this is the personality that likes to do things autonomously. And at the same time, they do want to be heard and they do want to be seen. And that is the biggest thing that I'm working through when I work with people.
Wow.
You know, our knowledge people are in their head a lot.
Mhm.
Our nurturing person is in their heart.
Mhm.
So far apart. That's the attack and attract,
Yes.
right? And if we heard a conversation between the two, this is what it would look like. On a really good day, nurturer goes to the knowledge. Oh my goodness, you're so smart. You know everything. You complete me. That's what a nurturer would say, right? From a knowledge perspective, they look at our nurture. Oh my goodness, you have such a good heart. You know a lot of people because why knowledge are usually by themselves. For knowledge, watching a nurture in action means lots of people. And one day it might be a good thing. On another day, it might be a little too much for them. On
Right.
an on when they are not jiving like that, this is what it would sound like. The nurturer to the knowledge. You are so boring. You think you know everything. Can you get a life and make some friends of your own? That's the nurturer to the knowledge. The knowledge to the nurturer was, can, and this is my husband speaking to me, can we go somewhere where you don't know anybody? And so that I don't have to hug them and kiss them?
That is too funny.
That
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
And the story that I want to tell you about knowledge and nurture is this. My husband's a knowledge, I'm a nurturing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Valentine's Day is coming up. I'll get flowers and chocolate. My husband shows up with a technical jacket that's good for all seasons. And it's something I probably would never have bought. But today when I go rafting and riding the rapids, I am so happy that I have a husband that's a knowledge
Oh, yeah.
because my jacket I can wear in the river, and if I dump out of that boat, I don't get wet.
Wow.
And his explanation for flowers, well, Mamie, flowers die.
Yes.
And chocolates, well, Mamie, chocolates make you fat. So matter of fact, right? The wonderful thing about what I've learned about bank is that today, 40 years later, Tina, I'm
Mm.
still married to the same person.
Yes.
And that is what I say when opposites attract and we can understand that attraction. It's amazing.
I love it. I love it. And Mamie, as we draw to an end here, I want us to collectively, because you and I are going to be doing this season together, both on
Mhm.
bridge and off bridge through WYTV7, and we want to share with the people why is this, why are we sharing this? You know, share with me quickly, what do you stand for? What is your intention? And I'll share mine as well with sharing this knowledge with the world. Why is this important to you? And why is it important to women?
You know, this is the book I'm writing. It's called Moving from Invisible to Invincible.
Mm,
And it's the ability for us to recognize who we are as we are. And
mhm.
how do we move from being invisible to invincible? The
Yes.
only way that we can do that, Tina, is understanding who we are, what our value sets are, and what we stand for, so
Wow.
that we can show up in the world like we should be, purpose driven and finding that divine guidance
Yes.
so that we can be who we were, who God meant for us to be. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why I love you so much, Mamie. That's that potential, that God-given potential,
Yes.
and really, it was a divine, really explanation of what I'm to be doing on this show. It's the bridge. It really is the gateway to help people get from where they are to where they want and need to be in life.
Yes.
And how our visions intertwine for both people and women.
Yes.
This is a season that we're going to go hard for women. And
Yes.
I'll leave the men, will wrap the men in, but maybe from what you're saying, some of the topics that we're going to be covering this season is women and children, family and marriages,
Oh, yeah.
how to use this technology in the workplace. How do you use this in setting goals and setting every component of your life? You think about the physical, the social, the emotional, the mental, all those components. This really plays a great part in this. We didn't get a chance to talk about COVID today, but COVID, how do we cope with this? Many people are not coping well, but many people are faring well, and we want to give this technology to be a tool. Entrepreneurs, you mentioned dating, dating and marriage. How do you find the person? Social places, and professionally, it fits everywhere. The list could go on and on. And so that is going to be my and your shared vision. And I
I
just
love
believe
it.
this is the beginning of something great. And, you know, audience, you're going to see us, you're going to hear from us, both Mamie and I. And in fact, you can join us on Facebook. We just created a women's leadership group for Facebook. And, you know, Mamie, you want to tell them what our name is and our tagline?
Oh my goodness. Powerful communicators.
Yes,
Powerful communicators. That resonated with both of us.
yes.
And it is also the epitome of empowerment.
Yes. Yes, I'm so excited about that. So, you know, go to Facebook. We'll drop something in the bottom of the show so that you know how to get there. And if you want to know what your personality is, you can definitely do that at codebreakertech.com, the bridge. And I'll put that in the bottom as well. And it's just codebreakertech, the words.com // the bridge. We would love to be able to share with you a report that will share a little bit about your personality and help you on the journey to really discovering who you are, everything that Mamie and I are about. Maybe, you know what, I'm not going to say bye, but I'm going to say we'll see them on the next show, right?
Absolutely. Guess what? We can still say aloha until we see you
Aloha.
again.
Yes, aloha from the Ohana. Aloha, Ohana. You are a part of the family now that you
Yes.
and listen to us. Like us, go and join us on the Facebook, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now. Aloha.